Hey friends, today we're talking about everything that I've been loving lately. It has been a while since I sat down and filmed a favorite, so I've got a lot to share with you. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, you guys, I'm going to jump to the product that I'm so excited to share with you guys. You have probably already seen this. I'm sure many of you have already purchased this. This is the NIKKI Rose brush canister brush holder. I love this. I bought 2 of them. I need to buy 2 more because we know I need all the brush storage. But this is a storage container to hold your brushes, and it is beautiful. NIKKI did such a beautiful job. It's this like pebbled kind of black faux leather. It's got the NIKKI Rose logo on this gorgeous plate here. What I love about this is when you lift it up, let me show you, it's magnetic too, which I think is so cool, but you lift it up and you actually have this insert that you can pull up when you put the lid on to secure your brushes safely, but then you can pop it down like this so that you have access to all your brushes. So a great way to store your brushes. I like to keep mine on my vanity. I have 2 of them again. I like to keep it on the vanity. I can grab my brushes. I can use one for dirty, one for clean. And then when I'm ready to close it up so that they don't get, stored with, or they don't get dust settling on them, you pull the top up and then you put the lid on. So I love this. If you have been eyeing this and you didn't pick one up, highly recommend. So pretty. Okay, let's jump into this liquid eyeshadow that I've been wearing on repeat. I'm wearing it today. It is the Armani liquid eyeshadow in the shade 25M. I purchased 2 shades like this one and another one that's slightly darker. I love it. This is all that I have on my eyes with the exception of liner and then of course mascara, but I don't have any other shadow on my lid. These are so nice. I love the Armani liquid shadows because they're a really nice thin formula that you have time to blend out pretty well. So if you want to sheer it out or kind of just like create more of a sheer application, you can do that. But then when it dries, it sets and stays in place. So in the summertime, it's a great product. You don't have to worry about it creasing or just moving or sliding around the eye. It's really nice and long wearing without looking dry or too matte or heavy. I actually applied it with the N20S brush. So I just did a little swipe on the lid and then I took my N20S brush and I just kind of sheared it out and feathered it into the crease. And I just think it's such a beautiful shade, especially if you have blue or green eyes. It's a warm, kind of peachy, neutral shade. So pretty. I've been wearing this on repeat. I also like to take a little small brush and I'll run it on the lower lash line. But today I did not do that actually because I have another product to share that's a favorite. It's pretty much the same color as this. Let me show you. It's pretty much the same color as this, except it's in a stick formula, and it's the Jane Iredale Color Luxe Shadow Stick in the shade Saddle. I love this color. So it's a little bit lighter than the Armani, but if you shear the Armani out, I mean, they're very similar, right? So on my lower lash line, I have the Jane Iredale stick, and then I have the Armani I-10, but you can wear either one. Like if I were just using the stick, I would put this all over my lid, blend it out with my finger, and then pop it on the lower lash line. But really beautiful. It's this color that I'm loving. I just love this really warm kind of saddle peanut buttery shade. And again, if you prefer liquid, I recommend the Armani. If you prefer a cream shadow stick, the Jane Iredale is so great. Okay, so while we're on the topic of eyes, let's talk about the Mature Beauty eye pencils. Who has picked these up? I'm sure many of you have gotten these. If you have, drop a comment down below and let me know if you picked them up, what shades you got, and what you think. Honestly, you guys, these are probably the best eyeliner I have in pencil form that I have ever tried. And that is saying a lot. And I know I'm friends with Glam Girl Gabby, but I promise you, even if I weren't, I would be saying the same thing. They are so incredible. Let me tell you what. Let me actually tell you what makes them incredible. So they're super silky and creamy. Like they are so soft. They are so incredibly soft, which means they're gonna glide on the eye with ease. You're not gonna have to put a lot of pressure, but once they dry and set, they really do stay in place. So this is the shade Chocolate Brown, and this is the shade Champagne Bronze. I always want to call this Bronze Shimmer, but it's Champagne Bronze. So I have this one on my upper lash line, and then I have this one in my waterline, which I barely line the inner rim of my eye or the waterline, but these are so soft that it doesn't irritate my eye. They're so beautiful, and I love that there's a brush on the other side of it. So if you want to create a wing or smudge it out, you can do that. But then again, once they dry and set down, they really do stay in place. They're such an easy pencil to work with. Really the softest, creamiest formula that I've ever tried. You know I love my Trish McEvoy eyeliners. I've rave about those. These are even better than those. They are so good. So I got these 2, and then I got the darker brown shade, the really dark brown, almost like, I forget the name of it, but it's like almost black, like really rich brown. beautiful, you guys, really, really beautiful. I'm so proud of Glam Girl Gabby. In fact, you know, she would talk to me when she was developing these. These took 2 years to develop and perfect. She really put so much attention to detail into creating this formula and making it perfect, and I think you will love it. So if you haven't picked these up and you've been thinking about it, highly recommend. And if you have picked it up, will you drop a comment and let me know which one you got, and if you love it, tell me your thoughts. Okay, let's move over from eyes. I still have another eye product to share, but let's hop over to the Hung Van Gogh Cream Bronzer. This is the shade Intentional. The Trans Sculpt Bronzing Contour Balm. Really beautiful, creamy, creamy formula. I love this color. This is the shade that I have on today, and I applied it with the N18 brush. Just so creamy, easy to blend, lots of pigment, but you can really sheer it out too if you want a little bit more of a sheer application. Very easy to work with, really beautiful. And that shade is perfect. It's more kind of like on the neutral side. It's got a little bit of warmth to it, but it's not orangey, very natural looking. You can create some definition and sculpt and contour with it, but you can also use it as a bronzer to warm up the face. Really, really lovely. Great job on these. Okay, next up we have a drugstore budget-friendly loose powder to share with you. This is the Wonder Snatch from NYX, and I have the shade, it says shade 01 Sugar Serve. This is such a beautiful, really, really fine, loose powder, you guys. I like to use it to set underneath the eyes. I already applied a little bit. I'm gonna apply a little bit more. I'll set underneath the eyes with this. Look at this. But it's also brightening. Do you see how that gives a little bit of a brightening effect? Set underneath the eyes, and then forehead, down the nose, just around the blush. It also blurs texture, so if you have large pores, it'll kind of soften the appearance of that. It's really nice and give, again, a soft, brightening effect. Today I'm wearing the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Foundation, which is my next favorite to share. And even though it's powder, I still like to set underneath the eyes with a loose powder like this and take a little bit of loose powder right around the cheeks to kind of minimize any pores. And this one's nice, super, super fine, very lightweight, blurring, beautiful. And again, the color is perfect because it's a very subtle brightening. Do you see how that just kind of brightened underneath the eye area? Really nice. Okay, let's talk about the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base. I know I've talked this one to death. You guys are so familiar with this if you watch my videos, but it is a favorite because I've been wearing it pretty much every single day. It's the perfect foundation for summer because it's quick and easy to apply. It has an additional SPF 20, so I always recommend still using your tinted SPF or your daily SPF, but it doesn't hurt to add a little SPF in your foundation. This is a mineral powder, so it's really great for the skin. It's got good for skin ingredients in it. It's not gonna cause harm to the skin. It's gonna give you a little extra SPF protection, and it's quick, easy to apply, and it's lightweight. So it really is, in my opinion, the perfect foundation for summer. I wear the shade Golden Glow. I love this. Yeah, it's been a favorite. Okay, since we're on the topic of complexion, I have 2 concealers to share with you. One is more prestige beauty and one is very affordable. So we'll start with the prestige first. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I wear the shade 3.5C. This is such a great concealer for summer because it's very long wearing and it's lightweight. I also love the application of this. It's a wide, flat doe foot applicator. So it just does a really great job of applying it, but also spreading it without over applying product. It doesn't pick up a ton of product on this. I think concealer is one of those products that is so easy to over apply. I would say 7 out of 10 times that I apply my concealer, I apply too much. And that is because of the applicator. The applicator usually picks up too much product. This one does not. And because it's flat and wide, you can really spread product without over applying, if that makes sense. It's really fantastic. I've had this for a while. This is not a new product to me, but I've been wearing it a ton this summer just because, again, the longevity and the lightweightness of it. So great. And then I also want to share it's an e.l.f. concealer. Where did it go? Here it is. It's the Soft Glam Satin Concealer. I wear the shade 21 Light Neutral. This one's also lightweight as well. It has a doe foot applicator as well, but it's kind of more of that standard little doe foot applicator. I love the color of this. It's concealing, but also brightening. So today I applied the double wear and then I applied a tiny bit of this in the inner corner just to brighten. Normally I would not apply these 2 concealers together. There's really no need. Pick one or the other. They're both fantastic. But again, I wanted to show you the application and the colors of both of these for the purpose of these videos. I knew I would be talking about them both, so I did that. And I think that it doesn't look heavy at all. I think it looks great. I have a little bit of brightness underneath the eye, so really great. Either one of these, you can't go wrong depending on your preference, your budget. They're both fantastic. Okay. Okay, next up we have the serum from Prequel. This is the Multi-Quench Plumping Hydration Serum. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in a favorites a couple months ago. This is actually my second bottle, you guys. That's so good. It's a nice lightweight serum to add some hydration. You basically would apply this after, after washing your face, or if you're using any vitamin C or anything like that, apply this and then go in and layer with your moisturizer. You can also use this as a makeup prep. There's a little bit of like a slight subtle tacky feel to it, so it's a really great serum to prep before makeup. I just love how lightweight it is. I really like to layer products, but I don't want to feel like I have a lot of weight on the skin, especially in the morning because I'm going to be behind makeup. It's summer, it's 100 degrees in Texas. I don't want to feel like I have so much on my face, even though I do. So if you're looking for a good, kind of reasonable price point hydration serum, this one is really good. It's also fragrance free. I'm a big fan of this brand, you guys. The more and more I try from Prequel, the more I love the brand. It is so great, and it's accessible price point. It's not super expensive. It is on the higher end for like the drugstore Target price range, but I think every product I've tried from them I've enjoyed. So really nice. I was just looking at all my skincare, and I will say skincare is tricky for me because I receive so much skincare in PR and I'm trying new things all of the time, where I realize that for most of us, we find the products that we like, the products that work for us, and we kind of stick with the routine. And I'm kind of getting to that point, you guys, where I look at all the different skincare brands that I have and I'm like, it's just overwhelming. So I'm kind of like, I'm so tempted to just really hone in on the products that I want to use consistently and just stop using and trying everything else. But then the other part, a little voice in my head is like, but you talk about products, you have to be able to try and test and recommend different things. And so what works for someone might not work for someone else. And this might be in someone's budget, this might not. So it's really good to try all these different things. But I also feel like it can be overwhelming and confusing as a consumer to like see so much thrown at you, like this is great, this is great, this is great. I don't know, tell me what you think. Drop a comment down below. This is just me kind of rambling, but the other night I was looking in my skincare drawer and there's so much in there, and I'm just like, I just want to like pick my products and stick with those. But I don't know, would that get boring to you guys? Do you like hearing about new products all the time when it comes to skincare? Tell me what you think. With makeup, I think it's a little different because I try and test my makeup and switch my makeup all the time, right? But with skincare, I do feel like that is more of a loyalty product that most people are just gonna find what they like and stick with it. So I don't know, that's just me ranting. Tell me what you think. I would love to hear your opinion on that. Okay, next up we have this powder blush from Kosas. This is the shade, it's either the shade Bliss or the shade Blushes Life. I'm unsure. This is what the back says. And I realized that there you go. So I'm not sure which is the formula, which is the shade, but I love this. I have it on the cheeks today. It's the only blush color that I have. This is a buildable blush in the sense that depending on the brush that you apply it, you can get more color, less color. I applied it with the N20, so I'm gonna get a lighter application with this brush. I can definitely go in and layer and apply a little bit more pressure if I wanna get more color. But if I were to go in with a brush that had some more density, like let's say I'm gonna go in with the A507, and apply this, I'll pick up more color and I'll get a little bit more impact with it. So it really is versatile in that sense. Depending on how you apply it, the tool that you use, you can get lighter or more coverage, which I prefer my blushes to be that way. I'd rather have a blush that comes off sheer at first, but you can build it and get more impact, than to have a blush that right off the bat has a ton of color, because that's often where we have blush blindness and we apply too much color and it's hard to work with. So I love it if you're looking for a good powder blush. It also has a little bit of radiance to it. Do you see how it reflects light? You have that highlight. It's not a heavy sparkle or shimmer. The more you layer it, you're going to get more intensity. If you have larger pores, I would probably keep this away from the larger pores. Like I can actually see it's accentuating my pores here. So be mindful of that. An easy fix for that, again, is to take a blurring powder like the one I shared earlier, the NYX, and just kind of dab that on top of that, and that will blur out pores. But you can also keep it on the high points of the face and away from texture. But I love the color and I love the soft highlight from it. It's really beautiful. And personally, that's why I like to apply it with the N20, because it applies it so light and sheer that it doesn't magnify texture. If you take a dense brush and pack it on, that will magnify texture. So just keep that in mind. Okay, friends, I want to share this lipstick. I've been wearing this a ton lately. I shared this on Instagram the other day. This is the new Dior Addict Glass lipstick, and this is the shade 309. It's a really pretty, just kind of pinky warm, peachy Glossy Balm formula. Very similar to the YSL that I love, YSL Candy Glaze. It's very similar to that. That one is a little bit softer. This one stays a little bit more solid, but very similar. High shine, very nourishing on the lips. Color is buildable. You do get a good amount of color. You don't need to layer this on top of another lipstick or anything. This is gonna give you plenty of color. Not super long wearing, but none of these formulas really are, but it's very nice. I have been loving this and wearing it pretty much every day. It stays in my purse with me and I apply it all the time. Okay, that's a little pricey. Let's talk about an affordable lip product that I can't get enough of. These lip liners from e.l.f. Have you tried these? These are so good. They're just wooden lip liner pencils. They're called the Cream Glide Lip Liner. And you guys, they are so good. This is just as good as my Makeup by Mario lip pencil, any lip pencil that I buy at Sephora. It's so good. This is the shade Baddest Beige. I have a ton of shades. They're all great. This is the color that I've been wearing a ton of lately, but you can't go wrong. They're so, so nice. Let me know if you've tried these. I think they are $3. I really do. I think they're $3. That's crazy. They are phenomenal. So good. Okay guys, this setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury, the Blur Matte. I've been wearing this every single day. Again, it's 100 degrees in Texas. It's hot. I put my makeup on. I want it to stay. I want it to look fresh all day, and this will do the trick. This will minimize shine and just keep a nice matte, fresh look to your makeup all day long. And it doesn't feel heavy, and it doesn't feel like you've applied hairspray on the face like some other long wear setting sprays do. So good. Okay friends, I think I've worn this top a lot since I've been filming content. Like I'm almost wondering if the last couple of videos that I've shared, I'm wearing this top. I feel like I have, maybe I haven't, but I've been wearing this top all the time. It's from Ann Taylor, and it's just this little like sweater tank top. It's so nice. It's this really pretty light golden buttery yellow. Today I'm wearing it with a pair of frame shorts that are also a favorite. I don't know if they're still available. I feel like I've had these shorts for couple of years, but I have them in white and I have them in this really, really light denim color, and I've been wearing them all of the time. They're the perfect summer short, not too short, but you know, not really long either. I can't get on board with the very long short trend that I feel like I'm seeing everywhere, where we're seeing these shorts. I think they call them jorts, like a hybrid between a jean and a short, and they go down to the knee. I can't get on board with that. I'm too short to pull that off. Let me know if you're pulling that trend off. That doesn't work for me, so I'm sticking with these shorter shorts, and these are so great. They're from Frame. I would say stick with your normal size. I'm a size 25. Sometimes I can get into a 24 if they run big, but these are definitely my true to size. I like them because they have a little bit of give, so they're very comfortable, but they don't lose their shape or get really baggy or saggy throughout the day. They're really, really great. So I'll go ahead and link both the tank top if I can find it, and if I can find the shorts, I'll link those as well. Okay, I'm just gonna share my whole outfit. These Tory Burch slides, I've had them a couple years, but they still have this style available. I took these with me to the Bahamas. I wore them on my travel day there, and I wore them while I was there with dresses. I love them. They come in different colors, and most of the colors they come in, they have a different like bottom color. I kind of wish they didn't have the bottom color. I kind of wish that it was more neutral. And they have a pair of this cream color that I loved. I tried them on when I was in the Bahamas. They had a little Tory Burch boutique there, and I loved the color of the leather. The bottom was like a khaki green color, which I didn't really love, but I think I did see these on Nordstrom, and I think Nordstrom styles are a little different. I don't think that they have a colorful bottom to them. I think that they're more neutral, but I did see that they were on sale the other day on Nordstrom. So I will probably link these to Nordstrom if I can find them there. And I'll link them also directly to Tory Burch because there are different styles and different colors, but they're comfortable. I mean, they are flat, so there's not a ton of support, but this is actually pretty soft and cushiony compared to other slides that I have. And I love the kind of rounded square toe profile. I love these. I've been wearing these a ton. I've had them a couple years, and I'm about to buy another color because they're so good. Okay, speaking of skincare products that would stay in my routine. Oh, Maisie. Hi, Maisie girl. You want to say hi to everybody? Come on, let's say hi. Say hi. Oh, Maisie, you're such a sweet girl. She's sitting here at my feet, but she's ready to, I know what time it is. It's time for her to eat, so she's gently letting me know. Okay, let's wrap this video up. Let's talk about this serum from Revision Skincare. This is a new product that they launched a few months ago. It's the Radiance Plus Resurfacing Serum. Now, when I'm doing kind of an inventory of my skincare products, this is definitely one that would stay in my routine. And if you've been following me for a while and you know my love for the P50 lotion from Biologique Resurge, you know I've been talking about that product for years. I would put this right next to it in terms of results that it gives. So this is an exfoliating serum, okay? It has AHA, BHA, and PHA. You put this on at night after you wash your face, put it on at night. I do it on bare skin, and then I let it kind of sit for a second, and then I'll go in with my hydration products. After the first night. I mean, I noticed results the next morning. Brighter skin, more even skin tone. I have noticed that it actually has smoothed out the appearance of texture on the skin. It is incredible. I put it right here. I put it on my forehead. I'll put it on my nose, my chin. I do avoid the eye area, so I'll kind of leave it like, I'll put it no higher than right above here. It says to use it 2 to 3 times a week. I've worked my way up to 3 times a week. I probably could use it 4, but I really try to not overtax my skin with exfoliating. I have pretty resilient skin. I use a bunch of different products. I use a bunch of different brands, and my skin doesn't react to it. But I have read that if you do too much to your skin, which I worry that I have done in the past, it can really weaken the skin barrier and compromise it. So I'm trying to just do it as it's instructed, which it says 2 to 3 times a week. So my P50 lotion is a similar product in the sense that it gives the same results: glowy skin, even texture. It's an exfoliation product. It's not a serum. It's more of a lightweight. It's called a lotion, but it's more of like an essence. I love that product, but they did reformulate it recently where they removed the ingredient in it that I think makes it so magical. And so I stocked up on a couple of bottles of that, but I will say I'm not using the two together. It's kind of like one or the other, right? It's like one or the other, choose one to use or the other. But I will say that this is just as good, in my opinion, of that P50. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I love that P50. This is just as good. It is so, so good. So I've tried a few products from Revision Skincare, and anytime I've shared them on Instagram, all the DMs that I get is like, I love Revision. It's the best skincare line I've tried. I've never found anything that works as good as Revision. It's a clinical grade skincare brand, so you'll find it in a lot of like dermatology offices or med spas. And I have found their products to be really, really effective. So this is one that I highly recommend. Love, love, love. Okay, let's wrap up the video. The last product that I have to share is the YSL Lash Latex Mascara. I've shared this a lot on my channel recently. I'm still loving it. I just love how quickly it builds a lash. And I love how easy it is to apply in the sense that you don't make a mess with it because the wand is so nice and tight. You have a lot of control, and it just really coats every lash, builds volume, adds length, separates, really sculpts the lash quickly. So you're not sitting there doing your mascara for like 5 minutes. I love it, and it has great wearability. I'm wearing it in the summer. I wore it on vacation in the Bahamas. I didn't have any issues with humidity, with it transferring or flaking. It's just a really great mascara if you like drama. You want volume, you want length, you want them both, and you want high impact. This is really good without looking heavy or clumpy. I love it. What do you think? My lashes right now are actually really short. I was considering getting my Revita lash out and continuing to apply that to help me build my lashes up because they're so short and weak, but I feel like with this mascara, they don't look that way. They look really, really nice. So highly recommend this. And it's not a heavy mascara, so it doesn't weigh the lashes down like some others do. It gives a little bit of lift to the lashes. I love it. It's so, so good. Okay, friends, that wraps up my favorites video. I really hope you enjoyed this. It's always fun talking about products that I'm loving. I would love to know what products you are currently loving. Drop a comment down below. Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.